And we are back on Big Board Sports as promised. Every Monday morning, we talk UAlbany men's lacrosse with the head coach, Scott Marr, coming off another win Saturday night on the road at UMass Lowell, 13-6. Scott, we appreciate a few minutes to get to 8-0, and this week try to get to 9 of these games just coming in rapid fire. But let's start with UMass Lowell on the road this weekend, and not an easy one, Coach.
Good morning. It wasn't easy. Again, on the road, conference game, UMass Lowell, biggest crowd they've ever had. So it was a good atmosphere. We got out of the gates actually pretty good. We were up 6-1 at one point, and then Fieldsy gets injured and comes out, and we kind of regroup a little bit, and it kind of takes everybody back a little bit, and a little bit of concern there. But he's doing fine, and he'll be ready to go on Wednesday. So that was good news over the weekend. But give them credit again. They played tough, and again, road game, and they were pretty excited to play. So we'll take it.
Coach, let's get to perhaps the lead coming out of that game, and that is Connor Fields becoming the program's all-time leading scorer. 191 is the number. A really incredible run here for Connor Fields. But he did leave that game with a knee injury, came back and played. So how serious is the knee injury, and what is his status here moving forward with a couple of games for you this week?
Yeah, like I said, he went back in the game, but at that point we were ahead enough, and we didn't really think that it was wise to play him. His knee was swollen up a little bit. So, but he's, like I said, he's fine. Saw the doctor yesterday. No structural damage at all, just a little swollen, and he should be good to go Wednesday night for Harvard.
It must be nice to know, and not that it's any surprise to you or anybody who's been paying attention to this program. If Connor Fields can't play the entire game, you've got a guy, of course, like DeHogan Anacoke, 4 goals, 2 assists. And how about the game Sean Eccles played, Scott? 5 goals, 2 assists. He really stepped up.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I think, Chris, again, if you look at our scoring and our depth, each week we seem to have a different guy. Jacob Patterson one week, Kyle McClancy another week, DeHoga, has been consistent with 3 or 4 goals a game. So we spread it out, and we're not necessarily relying on Connor, although we love obviously having him in the lineup and what he does for us. But we do have other guys who can put the ball in the back of the net, and Sean was that guy this weekend. He stepped up and took advantage of the opportunities he had to put the ball in the goal, and I thought he did a great job. And it was just what we needed. Again, when you lose Connor, all of a sudden somebody else can step up and have 7 points in a game, and then DeHogs with 6. So it was good to see. Like I said, it took us a little while to kind of keep going, and then they had the ball a little bit too more in the second half more. So. But again, just nice to see other guys stepping up when necessary.
Talking with head coach Scott Marr here, as we always do Monday morning on Big Board Sports 104.5 at Team ESPN Radio. Well, you get 2 outstanding performances. Again, it's been consistent with JD and TD, Colarusso and Erlen, just outstanding at the face and certainly in the net. How good were they over the weekend?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, I think I've said, each week I think we talk about JD and just how consistent he's been. Just a good solid effort every outing. And then TD, having the ball so much, and the fact that he's getting us the ball that much, that we're playing that much offense, and we're not playing a ton of defense, is outstanding. So I mean. Again, you look at TD, he's on that Thwarton list too, and now they've added DeHoga. I think you could probably add JD, and you could probably add Kyle McClancy. I think you have 4 or 5 of the better players in the country, in their respective positions. So I'm not saying they're all Thwarton Trophy winners, but I think when you talk about JD, he's up in the top 5. You talk about Kyle McClancy, he's got to be in the top 3 or 4 midfielders in the country. TD's obviously in the top 2 with Baptiste from Denver, and then obviously, Connor and DeHoga on the offensive end at attack. So, I think again it's a good solid team up the middle. When you have a good goalie, a very good face-off guy, and then you have 2 solid attackmen the way we do. It's a strong start. And then everybody else around them, continues to play well, and then we're in pretty good shape.
I laugh because it sounds ridiculous, but it isn't. I mean, there are so many guys on this team that should be considered for the award, like you said, Scotty, because they are top 5, certainly at their position across the country. I feel like we've had this conversation almost every single week. The abundance of games played in a tight time period, and you've got Harvard at home Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, and then Stony Brook at home Saturday. So a great opportunity for the Capital Region fans, and it looks like the weather is finally turning here. Wednesday at 7 against Harvard, and then Saturday at 4 against Stony Brook. What do those two teams, and I guess playing those two teams in a short amount of time, present as a challenge?
Well, it's definitely a challenge. I mean, this will be our 4th and 5th games in a 2-week span. It's getting the guys healthy again and getting them in the training room this morning and getting them ready to play again Wednesday. And then only to have 2 days to prepare for a tough conference opponent. We all know Stony Brook is, and Albany have a great rivalry. So, and we play Harvard, and Harvard, again, plays very well against us. Our games have been very good. I think it was a 15-13 win by us last year, and it seems to be a fun game, though. Harvard wants to run with us and wants to play the game, so it's typically a higher scoring game, which is always exciting for our fans. But it's definitely a grind for us. Like I said, this is the end of a 2-week period where we've had five games, so we need to buckle down here, and we got to get to 9-0 first on Wednesday night, and then get ready for Stony Brook on Saturday. And again, conference play, you never know, and everybody in the conference is coming after us for sure, not only for the conference but also for wearing the number 1 tag. So we'll be ready. The kids are excited. I already saw a couple of them this morning, so we're ready to go.
Practice this morning, and a game again Wednesday and Saturday at Casey Stadium. Scotty, thanks so much for the time. As always, keep this thing rolling, 8-0.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great day.